Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and this is John Rule here. And I hope you saw him at the library last Saturday, yesterday. It'll be by the time this runs, the first time on Sunday. But anyway, today's the 15th of April, 2013, and I hope John will be out today if you see this on Sunday at World Peace Wetland Prairie also. Let's look at some flowers. Look here, John. What are we looking at? We already missed some of them.
Well, looks like a bulb flower.
Yeah, it's probably might be called a daffodil, or it might just be called a jonquil family. Yeah.
Well,
And that's Certified Wildlife Federation sign. Everybody in town who's got a yard, got any place for a garden, can have a natural garden and get certified. Help the wildlife. What's that?
I don't know.
It's a tree. It's probably a fruit tree.
Mm-hmm.
There's your western wallflower.
Mm-hmm.
And I got about 3 shots of it on here, I believe, on this
beautiful.
list. Well, they're really neat. I see them several other places, but the first time I ever saw them, I think, was at World Peace Wetland Prairie, and they just,
right.
We don't know if somebody brought seed and planted them, or if the birds started them out there.
Well, Omni's gotten in some packets of butterfly attracting flower seeds that they're selling.
This is a spider wart. You've seen those everywhere.
Yes, there are several kinds. There's a white one too. I've had these in my yard, and there's one kind that will detect radiation, according to a botanist friend of
If
mine.
it's close enough, all of them will. What's this?
Looks like some kind of swamp lily. Something.
It does, doesn't it? I don't know, and I didn't plant it there, as far as I know, unless it was some kind of accident. But yeah, it's from a bulb, obviously, and we haven't intentionally planted anything. It's not native, really. But anyway, there's another fruiting plant, and
Don't know what it is.
notice how the flowers around the stem there.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got those all over our yard and World Peace Wetland Prairie. What's this?
It looks supposed to, it isn't, it's got a square stem, but it looks supposed to lady slippers, but it isn't. I have a yellow lady slippers from various patches growing in my place.
But they're a bulb too, right?
They're the moccasin flower.
Yeah. Okay, there was a poster combined with your show and Earth Day Festival, and I just put yours on there one time because yours will be over by the time this is broadcast.
Yeah.
But if they should see it, somehow by magic it happens. Somebody's watching it right now, but we ain't live. Anyway, that's showing some of the same pictures with the poster. So that's Sunday, April 21st from 1 to 5 p.m. And hope you'll be there, John. Or you think you will this year? You've been there a bunch of times.
Well, I always have my working tools in the toolbox on the truck.
And you don't have to work if you come out there. You always want to do some work. And
I always wear my short boots in case it really is
swampy. Like last year, it turned into just a nature walk.
Yep.
Well, let's and there's the flower we can't identify at the moment. When I was making these pictures this morning, I was going straight in and talked to some of my friends on the internet that like to look at flowers and post theirs. And we know that's
yeah, I've got bearded iris. I've got one almost black down at the place. This is very beautiful, whatever it is.
Have any idea?
No.
Okay, it's pretty small. I'm not sure what it is, John, and I'm not ashamed because nobody knows names of all the wildflowers except maybe a few people.
Why don't they list natural size anymore? They used to list 1/4 natural size or 2 times natural size.
Well, you're talking about me. I shoot them as close as I can and make them as big as I can because I want to see the details, and I think people watching probably
It's nice that you can.
Yeah.
Sometimes you catch the insects inside.
That's what I really like. John, thanks for being here again.
It's nothing, and I wish I had contributed more.
Well, you contributed plenty. Until next time.
I'm out of my natural territory.
Well, not really. So Aubrey Shepherd, that's your part to keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green, and that's what John believes in too. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 18th of April, 2013, just about Earth Day. excuse me, and Sunday on the 21st, we'll have Earth Day at World Peace Wetland Prairie. Let's see some photos from Fayetteville. That's oxalis, and it's a beautiful little flower. It's a native wildflower. It's very tiny, as you can see with my hand in the picture. And you see how the leaves curl up in many cases, many times, and you see them that way, you know what they are. Well, not all the pictures are going to be decorative, but here's the spider wort. These are coming in bloom all over northwest Arkansas and all over the state, really, and they are beautiful. And these are things that, well, here's another one, very important. This is a violet, and these are really important for fritillary butterflies. So their caterpillars have to have this flower to eat its foliage, or they won't survive. Okay, that shows where the water ran across my neighbor's yard. I'm looking downstream to the south, and there's the neighbor immediately across the street, across 11th Street from that other neighbor, and the water comes from up down toward us, and I'd have been standing in the water if I'd been out there earlier this morning. And this is in the same neighborhood, Town Branch neighborhood. That's where some piping has been done, and guess what the water's doing? It's going right off in over this silt fence in places, and going down the Town Branch. So that's where the water comes from. Some of the water that goes across that those yards down there at 11th Street. And you can see that's that's MLK in the background, in these behind these stores between Razorback Road and Garland Avenue, or Stadium Drive, they're calling it now. That's a retention pond in the background. If it didn't have a barrier, a berm there, that water would go over in the detention pond. It comes from the left from that parking lot into that little detention pond, which is almost wasted because it could be functioning quite well at this moment. And this muddy water would not be headed to Beaver Lake. It'd be soaking into the ground out there in that pond and settling out before it runs off. But silt fences don't work, and on the days when they need repairmen on site, there's nobody around watching them. It's too rainy to be working, so they won't work out in the rain to protect the watershed. So I made a lot of pictures of those. That's the, you see the Rocher sign over to the left in the picture, and now in the right. Well, that's a street sign, of course. It's been knocked down, and they just piled it up there, and maybe they'll set it up again when the time comes, or maybe by then it'll be destroyed, so you'll have to buy a new one. But you can see where so much muddy runoff comes off these hillsides. And that does not have to happen. They should not have cleared the ground that close to that hillside, out there on that hillside. Shouldn't have graded it off. None of that should really be happening, but our watershed protection rules don't really make those things happen. You can see another silt fence there where the water's running downhill. And now this is an example of a sewer line. See that cap on that sewer? That's not supposed to be a storm drain. That is not supposed to collect water into our sewer. That silt fence is pretty obviously in bad shape, doing nothing. We're looking the opposite direction to the west along that same stretch. And there's some of that muddy water collecting there, and it's kind of slowed down right there, but it goes off into the Town Branch. Now we're downstream a few blocks, and on the other side of the railroad to the southeast, and you can see that little rain garden doesn't do much good there because it doesn't have any absorbent soil in it. It's got a few plants, and it's got a lot of mulch, which just sort of washes on down. That's the tunnel that brings the water from up where we were in earlier photos down under the railroad. There's another way the water comes from that same mountainside, the southeast side of it, and you can see where it was running off, and that comes down, and part of it goes into World Peace Wetland Prairie, and part of it goes directly into the town branch through a small retention pond there that doesn't hold much. It just slows it down temporarily. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part. Be a part of the Arkansas Stream Team. And if you got out in some parts of northwest Arkansas this morning, you saw a lot bigger floods than this because it didn't rain as much in South Fayetteville as it did in Benton County and so forth. Till next time, asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.